Tervehdys kaikille ja tervetuloa taiteen maailmaan. Täällä Tiinan kanssa maalaamme ja piirrämme kaikenlaisia juttuja. Nyt kun mä muistan vielä, niin huomenna ei ole live-striimiä, joten tänään tehdään. Hello and welcome, Tiina.
Hi. Hello, everybody. Okay, Alpo found this beautiful picture of these very special spruce type trees and asked if we could draw this today. Now, I will let you'll have to translate this part.
I was considering we do different types, not the picture. But because I don't know how to say English, the tree type.
Oh, yeah,
I just meant these are called mänty in Finnish.
Mänty.
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 T.
Oh, mänty.
Mänty, yes.
Mänty. Okay.
So
you know I'm never going to speak Finnish properly ever. Okay. So we can approach this different ways, okay? We can approach it as a composition, and I like the composition on this photo. We have slight diagonal on the vertical. We have another vertical, and then we have this beautiful branch. So we have this letter Y again. And then we have, I like this very much because the branches don't just go up. Some of the branches go down. And they have this nice natural curve. No straight lines. No straight lines. It looks straight. No, it's not straight. It's and this curves overlapping. So if we're doing this in pencil or ink, we can just work out the composition very simply. But I will be working foreground to background because our lines are going to be inked. So we can't really cover it up. We are going to do this in watercolor, aquarelle, next week. And we will take a completely different approach. It's going to be fun. I know people go, no, it will be fun. It will be nice, but we need watercolor paper next week. Okay, so now let's look at this. Very interesting. This is, you can tell the person was looking up a little bit because this is narrow and this is about the same width, but it should be farther away. No, we're here looking at a hillside. So let's see. You can start anywhere you want, but what I like to do is figure out the proportions. Now look at this interesting composition. It's a triangle. And it gets darker here, but it creates, I don't know if you can see it, it creates a triangle involving the background. And there's another triangle here of dark. So I can't help but look at things. There you are. Are we back?
Yeah.
Okay. So we have to think about why we like something, and it's just really comfortable and beautiful. So if we don't want to worry about the edges, I'm going to come down. This is going to be a rather large one so you can see it on camera. You don't have to, I don't have to erase everything. You don't have to erase everything. Maybe later on you will. But you can create an outline. And like I said, we're going to be working foreground to background. Now, these are almost parallel diagonals. on this part, here and here. Slight difference, but I can use my pencil, and I see this one is a little flatter. Notice how I'm holding my pencil. I'm not holding it here. I'm holding it back here. And this allows me a lot of freedom of movement. Parallel, it's pretty much parallel lines. Remember, when making parallels, you draw one line. Don't look at the line you're drawing. Follow the line that's there. And it goes way, way over here. Then there's this wonderful little bent branch, negative space. It's a very soft triangle. So we can plunge in right away with ink, but if I want to use a little caution and set things up, I will come in with pencil first.
Yeah, I'm learning to use the pencil. So I always want to just do it with ink.
Okay, because this tree is not directly in front of me, I can. This is the wonder of our phones. Yeah, we can just zoom in on things. Look at all the triangles involved. So there are lots of triangles. And then it comes over here and it splits off. There are some trees with bigger branches, but usually everything just gets smaller and smaller. Yeah.
When I get to it, I try to go and photograph those these pine wood trees in the mountain, where there's like a tiny space for roots, but they still grow with the crooked ways. I think they are beautiful. I love those trees.
Well, they're beautiful, and they're also an inspiration for us.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Just keep doing. Now, the very interesting thing about this tree to me, because I've never seen one of these before, they seem to grow in pairs. The branches are coming out at the same level. So this one is confusing me a little bit. I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so I have this branch and I have this branch.
Huom. Tämä on netistä otettu kuva. Mulla ei ole mitään oikeuksia tähän kuvaan. I was just saying that this is from the internet. I have no rights to this picture.
Okay.
Because I wanted to, because I can't explain you what tree I wanted, so it's just easier to show you these kind of trees.
So I set up this big one and this big one, and now I'm going to go to this one. And it's almost in thirds, yes. So between here and here, and here and here, it's like 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Very interesting. How beautiful. So
in Hawaii, they don't have these. No.
No. Anything like a pine has been imported and is probably in either the botanical garden or in somebody's private estate. But this would be way high in the mountains. So, no.
Yeah. Like I told, these are my favorite trees because the coloring, the tree coloring, it's dark at the root, and it gets lighter brown
as it goes up.
As it grows up. I think it's just beautiful.
Oh, they are. They're no ugly trees.
Yeah, you can't say you. My God, you're ugly.
Oh, oh, I'm so sad, human. I'm beautiful. Okay, this is all I'm going to draw. I know that you're going, is that all you're going to draw? That's a lot. Let me show up close. You can see my light pencil lines. Okay. So now we make a decision. I can start from the middle and go up. I can start from the top and go down. I can start at the bottom and go up. It's up to you. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to start with I'd like to start with a number 2 or a number 3. And oddly enough, what I'm going to do, because I have the trunk in, I'm going to do the branch, this branch first. Remember, if you go quickly, you're going to have a very smooth line. And this branch, let's see, is going, it's going very close to the tree, and I pulled it out more because I want to emphasize the space. So you can call it artistic license. I want that space.
Artistic freedom.
Yes. Because I just want to feature that a little bit. Okay, so now I'm not going to worry too much about the smaller branches. We'll do that in a very little bit. Everybody take a deep breath and relax. The tree wants you to relax.
Yeah.
And I can come up here, make that curve. So remember, the pencil lines are a guideline. If you want to follow it exactly, of course you can. But if you change your mind, that's wonderful. That's spontaneous. I can put in a few lines. Notice, let me get in close. Notice that the lines are curved. Okay, these little branch lines are going to tell me how deep the curve should be and the contour of the branch.
I'm still sketching.
So I'm taking my time and thinking triangle, triangle, triangle. So thicker and then getting thinner as it moves out. There's, how can I say it? There's really no right way or wrong way to draw a tree. Basic shapes, basic forms. I could even go to a 2 here, but then it won't show up on camera as well. So quite a few things that we do, we end up doing for the camera. Now, I can't remember where I got these, but these are really handy. If you're doing a big drawing and you want to be more precise, you can mark it with these little tabs, or you can get a little piece of masking tape and put it against your sweater or your jeans, so it's not as sticky. It won't bother your drawing. everybody gets confused. I do big plants and they can get really confusing. So big botanical drawings. So what you can do is just like mark where you are. That's here. Okay, I can put a little marker here. Nothing wrong with that. Now I'm working on this lower branch. Okay, so you can do that. And then if I so choose, I'm going to move down here to this other big branch. Okay, I'm going to move all the way down here. Wow, the textures. Alpo, the textures on this are amazing.
Yeah. They cut down these beautiful pinewood trees where I usually walk, and they were like these big old pinewood trees, and they cut down those trees, and they were piled on the side of the road. And when I walked there, I've told, but I just burst into tears. I just cried and stand there for a long time.
Oh yes. Yes.
Oh, it was just so devastating to see that. Why did you cut these trees? They were the joy of my walking path. Oh no, what have you done?
What did they do with them?
I don't know.
We've had many incidences in Hawaii where precious trees were going to be cut down because they were either quote unquote disruptive or they were in the way of city expansion. And one of my classmates, this is in high school, so we're like 16, 17 years old. And now I look back and see how proud I am of her. She chained herself to the tree. And in protest of cutting down this beautiful 150-year-old banyan tree. And now I look back and go, oh, I wish I'd had more conviction like her. But the city understood. So many people were upset. She wasn't the only one protesting. That they took 10 or 12 cuttings from that banyan tree and grew them in other places in the city, like in memorial of these beautiful trees that were gone forever. And it's pretty cool. Sometimes that's all we can do. We can't stop progress, but we can make people aware. But I'm sorry you lost your trees.
Yeah, they were beautiful trees, old trees. They looked very healthy. I don't know the reason why they cut them down. But yeah, it was a sad moment for me.
Oh, yeah.
I just cried like a little baby on the side of the road and hugged the trees that was in the side of the road. And I said, I'm so sorry.
But the tree, you know, they felt it.
Yeah.
They felt your pain too, as you felt theirs. And
Huomenta, Nestori.
okay, now this is a micron, and if you do fine work, you kind of have to be careful of the tips. Excuse me, let me close the door. But it's like you can have different sets of pens. You can have lettering pens. You can have pens that you really take care of the tips. And then there are, like, you treat it like a drawing tip. So I can go, let me zoom in here. I can go very lightly. Okay, and turn it. And then if I want to, I can press. I can go in twice and I can press, and I can create different line textures. So just be aware that microns are flexible too. Not as flexible and wonderful as a dip pen.
Yeah, I many times, this is the style when I'm doing with ink. I make a very light, this not consistent drawing. It's like a sketch.
Mm-hmm.
This is usually how I create with ink.
So yeah, you can, I'm bumping my hand up and down against the paper, up, down, and just skipping along.
Skippity skip, skip, skip,
Da,
skip.
da, 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 da. I mean, the wonderful thing about the invention of pens like microns, either microns or pens like them, is that we can carry this around. You can't carry a bottle of India ink with you into an art museum.
Yeah.
They will really frown upon that. Okay, now this is really fascinating, yeah, because we have this wonderful shadow being thrown down right here. So it's a little small elliptical shape. Let me see if I can, wait, there we go, come back. Okay, and then it's coming at us, but here's that letter Y for overlapping. There's one up here, and then it comes towards me. It's got this neat little dip. And then there's my letter Y right here. So there's a shadow, and boom. So there it is. I mean, if I want, I can draw much faster, but for this one, I'm kind of like, why draw faster? This is really cool. Now, all of this background stuff will come into play later. So I want to play with the bark now. Let's look at what shapes are in the bark. So it's almost like the letter J there.
Chase in the bark.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the faces and the weird things that you see, and there was I saw a big bear in a tree in this prehistoric forest. Now, what do I mean by a prehistoric forest? I was in a small town in the north part of England, and the person that was showing me the place said this is an actual path that ancient, like Neanderthal people took. And I was like, really? They kept it? He goes, oh yeah. And he said, right where we're walking right now, early humans walked here, and it has been the same. So it genuinely was a prehistoric forest that they managed to save. And you look at these, I was looking at the old trees, and there was a big gnarled one, and it had the shape of a bear in the bark, like a panda, but a Chinese panda bear. I thought it was very funny. So I took some pictures of it and walked around and saw more magical looking things. Really fantastic. So there are ancient forests around. And I imagine in your country you have wonderful ancient forests.
There's some, but many forests are cut down, which is sad. That's what I've been speaking of, that we need to save the old forests. They are important. And not just 80-year-old forest that is considered as money, because they cut down and sell the trees. It's called talousmetsä, money forest.
Wow.
And it's just, no, we can't continue looking at nature like this, that it's just for the money we cut down the trees and benefit from it. We need those old forests, because there's the knowledge, there's the wisdom in those places, and you can feel it when you walk in an old forest. You can feel the energy and the wisdom. At least I can.
Well, I am very surprised, because I've always thought of Scandinavian countries as being far more progressive than American and British governments and forestation and conservation.
It's
wrong?
going downhill. It's the old knowledge people have forgotten, and we have been westernized.
No.
Yeah. But I hope people still can preserve those old ways on some level.
I'm very, very sad to hear that. We have managed, let's see, I'm trying to think of the redwood forests in Northern California. They're absolutely unique. They don't grow anyplace else in the world naturally. Some people have taken some of the seedlings and grown them elsewhere, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But these trees are ancient, so old, and so it's hot. It can be very hot in California, and sometimes it will be 45 degrees Celsius out and about when you're walking, and you walk into these redwood forests and the temperature drops, and you have to put a coat on. You have to wear your sweater and a hat. That's how much they affect the environment.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry you're losing your ancient forests.
Yeah, people have lost their knowledge of everything because the money making. But I think it will change in the future, and wisdom will return to people, and we will understand more about the trees, and they are not just cutting trees for the money. This is the lowest part of the consciousness we are seeing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we can go even lower, but I think and I believe that we are going to rise from here and change the style, how we look at money and how we make it and what it is, and it doesn't affect the nature anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe we are going on that direction.
Well, it's kind of fascinating to me that it's so difficult to make people understand that this is where our oxygen comes from. This is what we breathe. And without them, it's like the Amazon jungle they call the lungs of the earth.
Yeah.
Because that's what they are. The plants breathe for us and make oxygen for us. This is so relaxing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think I was off camera a little bit. Here we go. I was off camera. Sorry. We get carried away and it's like, ooh, this is so much fun. Oh my.
Yeah, sometimes you can forget the stream and is my picture on the frame?
Well, because you're in charge of the chat. I can't see. They can't scold me. They have to scold you. Usually I'm getting a message, the sound is off. Oops, sorry. Forgot. Okay, now I'm going to finish up this. And then I'm going to change to a smaller pen point. I'm quite excited about doing watercolor next week with the trees. So we'll do some fun, quick things, and then we can get into more details. So when I'm drawing, this is for your audience, okay? When I'm drawing, I want to be aware of the negative spaces, because this is where we're going to move next, is into the spaces where the tree isn't. And that is going to make our background rather exciting. So I have to go find my number 2 because it could be in my kit. And of course, later on, we can come in to make more shadows. But we can use like probably, we can go as heavy as an 8, which is pretty darn heavy. But we don't need to do that right away. We could. It's a different style. Okay. Da, 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 da. Now my light is coming from this side. Okay, so we have a couple of things to think about. Is the canopy of the tree is casting a shadow. So we can see in this picture, the smaller branches are under other branches. So they're going to be very dark. But even this one, let me see, where did it go? Whoop, every time I touch it, it does something. Okay, we can see that this is lighter and this is darker underneath. And is that really showing up on camera? There we go. We have this light patch here, and then these smaller ones are very dark. This is dark and light on top, and there's contrast. So since we're studying drawing and we're doing drawing, we have to be aware of the contrast involved, that we are dealing with light and dark. We're dealing with line density, especially with ink. And then this is quite light right here. This is quite lovely. So I'm going to drop to, this is a number 3. I'm going to work on placing my next one with my pencil first. Okay, this is beautiful. This is a really great shot. So this is a certain width. This is the widest. Then this is medium. Then you can see it gets narrower and narrower. So as we go to our vanishing point, things are going to get... So we have this space. You can ignore this edge. And then we have... Let's look at the negative space involved. You can close one eye and look through here and see the difference in angle. Then we look at the negative space and we can see what bumps out and what doesn't. And again, our negative space is going to be a triangle. I'm looking right here that this goes behind this. Now, of course, the biggest difference between using a photograph and being out in the wild with a tree is that this stays consistent forever in the photograph, unless we, of course, alter it. So as I've shown you in past pieces, I like to draw plein air, actually being there and taking photo reference so I can detail things out later. So I'm up here. Let me zoom in. Let's see if you can see that. Yes, you can. Okay, so I'm going to make it a little darker so you can see it on camera. I'm making sure that this little V takes place. Okay, that little V is a little bit more visually interesting than if I ended it up above. This creates overlapping. The excitement of visually creating depth on a flat surface. Now, a lot of people go, excitement, drawing trees. It's excitement of line, okay? It's poetic. Because if you get overly excited, you can't draw the tree, but you want to keep... Okay, this is what I tell my students. If you're bored with your drawing, what makes you think people are going to be interested in looking at your drawing? If you're bored, they're bored. So we work towards making something interesting. Okay, now let me look at this closely. Oh, how interesting. Little tiny line here. A little flat thing. So it looks like a person upside down, actually. And then let's look at this beautiful negative space is right here. Okay, so it is 1, 2, 3. It's like a triangle, and this is curved. And then we have this little flat space, so that actually turns it into a trapezoid. Okay, so I'm dealing with a couple of different shapes. And it's actually, I'm going to move it this way more. And it does get just a little wider here before it becomes narrow again. Now we can also exaggerate that this is a smaller, more narrow tree than this one. That's completely up to you as an artist. And we can see in the photograph that indeed this is wider and this is narrower. Now I repeat myself. Remember, these are just guides. These pencil lines are guidelines. So, there we go. Gotta fix the camera again there. My erasers are in the third bin down. Upcycle telephone case. And I'm gonna start off with a 1 actually. So I've gone from a 3 to, wait a minute.
I've been using 1.
There we go. Bing. Beautiful. This has to do with line density. Oh, these trees are just gorgeous.
Yeah. Like I told you, I quite rarely draw these trees, even though they are my favorite ones.
Mm-hmm.
But well, an excuse. I haven't got the time to really study and draw these. That's that's a lie, but it's a poor excuse. Why haven't I been doing this? I don't know why I haven't.
Well, sometimes something we really love and something we really adore, we carry with us, and it's like even my daughter asked me, "Mom, how come you didn't draw me when I was little?" I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I had 2 children, 22 months apart, and I was exhausted. And I'm like, I had to think, why didn't I do drawings of you? And then I looked at her and I said, you never sat still long enough. I do have some wonderful photographs that I took of her moving around, and they're blurry because she was moving so much. She forgave me. Oh, I've never been one as a parent to question anything about my children deciding to have children or not. It's none of my business. And I think she wondered about that, and I said, no, 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 no. Whether or not you have kids, In Hawaiian, we have a word, kuleana. I said, that's not my kuleana. It's not my thing to be concerned about. And so I was visiting her a few years ago before COVID. She said to me, well, Mom, here, meet your grandchildren. And they're two cats. I said, that's fine, darling. That's just fine. Because I have young friends that are just like rolling their eyes back in their heads, going, I don't want to hear about grandchildren. I said, yeah, tell your folks that's none of their business. Oh, but they think it is. I said, it's not. If they're going to be around for the 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock feedings, then yeah, maybe. But oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm getting ready to come in with some shading and some smaller branches. So I have a choice. I can put in, remember, we're drawing, people. We are drawing. So I can put in some lines that will imply that this, you can see right away, this branch is coming towards me now. And I can go for, I was doing that with a 1 to do these fine lines. I can come in with, let's just see what happens when I use a 5. I can press a little harder. It makes a wider line. It's easier for me to add some texture. Just like you can see on Alpo, that's so beautiful. It's gorgeous. Okay. Now, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. What I do, and everybody works differently. Some people start in one corner of the page and just come down, or they start here and come down, or they start. And what I do, because I was doing so much pencil drawing early on, is that your muscles change, your muscles warm up, so your lines will change as time goes on, which by time I mean, let's take a 3-hour drawing. Your hand is cold when you first start, and then in the second hour, that's prime. Your second hour of drawing is when the tendons are warmed up, your ligaments are warmed up, your muscles are warmed up, and even your pencils are physically warmer. And you're at your peak in the 3 hours. So first you're cold, then you're perfectly warmed up, and then in the third hour you're getting tired. So your hand and your muscle movements are quite different.
Yeah.
So it's but everybody works differently. I have admired people that can just, like what you're doing, that's just about finished. And then you're going to move on and you're going to finish it. I don't know if I can do that. Just, we all have different ways of working. There is no right or wrong way. It is just personal. Okay, now.
Yeah, it's you can do so many ways, because what I'm doing right now, I'm looking at many different things. I'm looking at the shape, I'm looking at the shadows, I'm looking at the texture, and creating all at once. But you can do like the texture in different layer, then you do the shadows, then you do other things. But at the moment, I'm just focusing on everything. And that can be dangerous sometimes.
Wow, danger. Dangerous.
Well, you might miss a lot of things when you focus on a lot of things at the same time.
Well, for me, in my experience, it's, I will get carried away and then my composition is off.
Yeah.
And then I get really frustrated with myself. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. So
Sorry.
No, go.
Do you have those moments of creating art that you frustrate and I don't care, just whatever? Do you have like that?
I have to say, I used to.
Yeah.
I used to. I would say, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm old, I've been drawing since, I've been drawing for like 68 years. So, but as a commercial artist, I'd say, how old was I? Oh gosh, yeah, 50. As long as you've been alive, I've been a commercial artist. So you, as a commercial artist, it's different than just being for your personal joy, because as we were talking about money, time is money, and you have deadlines to meet and you have clients to please. I hate working with clients, I really do. And you have to present something to them in a very short amount of time. So pretty much we are always going, we don't draw like this for commercial art. No. It's what I would have had this laid out already. I would have worked very, very quickly. Composition, and depending on the medium I'm working in, I'm just doing these bold lines. And then the client says, there are too many trees, there are too many branches, or I want something big in the foreground. So I'm again. And this is a luxury. This is like, how wonderful. I can take my time. But I have to tell you, Alpo, it's only been in the past 5-6 years of my life that I forced myself to slow down.
Yeah.
It's I would get impatient with myself. And I'm like, what's the hurry? Why are you hurrying? Why are you rushing? You don't have you're the client. I'm my own client. Okay, slow down.
Yeah, and I laugh. I think it's funny when I notice that frustration within me, and I just wanna mess everything. Fuck it. I think it's funny because okay. I see you. You want to throw everything away because something happened. Okay, that's fine.
And also, okay, like being a commercial artist is one thing. Being a teacher, I was also a teacher for many, many, many years. Um, you have to save your students from themselves.
Yeah.
So I'm there actually gently grabbing a child's hand and pulling it away and saying, "Stop now." Or, ooh, okay, everybody, we draw for 15 minutes, depending on the age group. And I'd say, okay, everybody put your pencils down and let's take a look at what everybody's doing. And I call them gallery walks. And I do it about halfway through the drawing time. And so it'd be about 15 minutes. You can't really let them go much longer than that, or they start doing bizarre stuff. And we walk around and everybody's same instructions, right? They're all on the board. All the instructions are there, and completely different results. And letting the artist, the student, actually take a breath and look at what they have created, and again, like saving them from themselves. I'm coming in with an 8 now. This is an old 8. So right now I'm working on the line density so I can separate this tree from this tree. And teaching a watercolor class. Remember how I said
I think those frustration moments and every other thing, when you create something, you get these different emotions, and you can it's a gentle way to study yourself, your trauma, everything within inside. It's a very gentle way, and that's why I like arts. You can look at those scary things within inside you.
Yes.
In a safe way.
A friend of mine was crushed he was in love with someone that was not in love with him. Really wanted the friend zone. And he was bereft. So he couldn't move. He was so upset. So I told him, go get an old bed sheet and hang it on the back fence and get all the paint that you don't really care about and start throwing it at the sheet to get those emotions out of his body because they were immobilizing him.
Yeah.
And he said, thank you. It was very helpful. So I didn't want him hurting himself, and he would never have hurt her, but he was so hurt.
Yeah, it's important to express the hate, the rage, but it's good to express it in a safe way. And art, like I said, it's a very safe way to express those feelings. So we don't reflect the anger or the rage or the violence towards other people.
See, I've never understood that you can, quote unquote, love someone so much you want to hurt them. I'm thinking, no, that's not love. Don't go down that path. And it still is a puzzle to me. Okay, now we can come in with you're doing such a beautiful gentle shading on your tree trunk. Like I'm not even a fifth of the way to where you are, and your darks and lights are just gorgeous, and your little dropped in shadows. So my point was for me, because Tina needed to differentiate between these two because there's another tree behind that one.
Yeah.
and
I
yet
haven't even
another one
started.
behind that one. So now I'm coming in with my 8, yeah, and
Hello, Bruce. Bruce is saying hello. I was just
hello.
doing some artworks myself. That's excellent.
Oh, excellent, wonderful, wonderful. Hello. I hope you will be very inspired today by whatever is making you happy. Good. This is a very worn out 8, so I can use it at different angles and get different results. For me, once I get everything laid in, then I can get crazy. Right now, it's so anal, real tight. Everything has got to be just so. And then in a little while, I can cut loose.
So I'm not the only one who embraced the madness.
Oh, absolutely. I this is almost old news now, but I'm very excited to see so many more women in art being recognized, acknowledged, and um, praised, and more in more galleries and whatnot. I am finding sort of a theme of there is a lot of rage in women's art, and I'm like, I'm not that angry anymore. Um, and some of the stuff I really can't look at. I'm just going, I'm so sorry you're that mad. I'm just not that angry anymore.
Mm.
um, so um, oh, this is certain religious sects in American history, like the Quakers and the the Amish. Okay, very repressed. Women were exceedingly repressed. And I got to look at an exhibit of very old Amish quilts. And they were, of course, made by women. And I was really quite shocked because they were very sexy.
Uh-huh.
Uh, Erotic quilts, but it was all done very discreetly and in patterns. And I went, whoa, this is amazing. So mm, art art finds a way, you know. Self-expression finds a way.
Yeah.
So I
So the man don't know they have porn all over the house, and
yeah.
the men are clueless. Uh,
I was so surprised, but no, I want to thank you for supporting me as a female artist. Okay, this pen. Oh, this is cool. This I just discovered this now. This pen has a split in it. This nib. So for every line I'm putting down, I'm getting two little marks. This is very handy, which means you can take a razor blade or any kind of knife and split this. And let's see if I can get in even closer. It may or may not work. Come on. You always outfocus me, camera. Come on. There we go. I'm very happy with that.
oh yeah, yeah.
Ooh, this is so much fun. I suppose I've gotten a little bit lazy at times, and it's just so nice when someone says, "Would you please draw a," and fill in the blank. And so I really liked it today when you said, "Can let's do this tree," and I'm going, "Yay!" I don't have to think about a subject. I can just draw. Do you ever run out of ideas, Alpo?
Yeah, I might. But then again, does it really matter what you do? If you want to create something, you can always learn whatever you make.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are all these little games that we can. When I walk into a classroom, right, I have my itinerary. I have what I want to share with my students so they don't have to panic and say, "What am I going to draw?" But when they're drawing on their own, I'm truly amazed with what they come up with. So it is, sometimes it's just helping them open up that part of their brain.
Yeah, it can be hard if you are starting art. What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
But like for myself, I do all sorts of things because everything is just an experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Experience. So
We're lucky that we're at that point. Some people don't hit that point of letting go enough to have any piece of artwork they do be an experiment, an experience, something pleasurable. Some people really get stuck. It's like, oh, I have to do this. I have to make it functional, or it has to be perfect, or nobody can ever see it or experience it with me. And I'm like, wow, what a drag.
yeah. Yeah, we need to be careful we don't turn against ourselves
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well
in the
put.
creative part. Because that's what I noticed in the beginning, that I have to be willing to destroy my artwork, no matter how much I love it and am excited about. Oh, I made this. I need to have that. Okay, I can set it on fire if I need to. so I don't get attached to it so much. Because I've explained this to my viewers that in art we see the creation, and there's two aspects. There's the destruction and the creation. If I have, like here, white paper, I had to destroy the white paper to get this, and I'm destroying what I've created. Now when I do this, it's gone. I destroyed what I had just now. And there's these two energies. Usually we are afraid of destruction, but it's necessary because it goes hand in hand with the creative part. Sometimes we can forget that.
Oh, quite often. I hadn't really thought about it that way, but yes.
Yeah, I noticed in the beginning that, okay, these are the things I need to know within myself. So,
Hmm.
because I noticed many times because I refused to draw and create art because I took other people's beliefs about life, and I refused to make the art for 35 years. and
Wow.
and when I started, I went like, fuck it. And I noticed, like, whoa, I can do these amazing drawings, these are wonderful and I love them. But I
Hmm.
noticed that I attach myself too much, so I need to learn to be able to destroy it if I need to. So, because it can be, when you love your artwork, that you can be afraid to do the necessary things you need to do it because you're afraid that you will destroy it.
Hmm.
So that's what I mean. You need to be comfortable of ruining your artwork.
Well, I took, I mean, this because my art used to be really tight. My watercolors are really tight, and I didn't know how to change that. And I took a workshop with this man's name was Doug Walton, and honestly, he wasn't a very good draftsman, but he was a really good teacher, and his demos were fantastic. And there have been things that have really genuine changed my life.
Yeah.
And that workshop, you and I were talking about another life changing thing earlier when it was we were just talking. This was an artistic change, and he said, never get so attached. We were working on 22 by 30, big watercolor sheets, big, and we did 2 paintings a day, 2 finished paintings a day. And at one point he said, never get so attached that you can't do this. And he picked up this painting, a really nice painting he'd just done, and he threw it across the room, and it skidded across this dirty floor. And all of us just went in horror. And then he looked at it and he realized it was a good painting, so he was kind of like, oh, what have I done? So we got to watch his whole process. But I did learn from that class that you can always do it again. It'll be different.
Yeah.
It will be different, but you can do it again. And so that's when I learned to do master drawings with my watercolors. I call them master drawings because they're just big, rough pencil sketches, and I can trace it onto watercolor paper. Uh, so we did one master drawing, and then we traced it onto 9 sheets of paper. And from there, he taught us different techniques, and we would do that technique. So we had lecture in the morning, and then we had to finish 2 paintings a day within 8 hours, 9 hours. Oh gosh. And by the end of the week, we did this for 6 days, I think. It was a really heavy duty workshop and the most expensive workshop I've ever taken, but it was worth it. And I lost the ability to speak for 3 days. And people would say, how was the workshop? And I would just look at them and nod.
It was.
Because we were intensely using a different part of our brain,
Yeah.
and the speech center just gave it up. when you're with a good teacher, you learn how to teach too, which I found that was invaluable as well. Like what to expect from your students and what to expect from yourself. So you've done some teaching, right?
In the lives, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you like it? Do you like teaching? Some people hate it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun to see other people's progress.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this goes over here. This one. Now, see, I'm getting lost. There's so many branches. I'm getting lost.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I hope I will have some interesting things to share. Sorry I won't see you people tomorrow, as usual, but I hope I will come back with lots of information and new ideas. I want to go to the Design Museum in London, which is very interesting because it's just showing. The Design Museum changes frequently, and then there's something called the Welcome Collection, and that involves a lot of art and health. So, how human beings function and how it affects our well being. The last exhibit I went to there was about water. Whew. About fresh water. And it was a beautiful, heartbreaking, but beautiful it was a very long screen that was only, I'd say, 0.75 of a meter high, but it was like 3 meters long. And it was broken into different segments of the screen. And it was just showing people in floods in different parts of the world and how some places have no water. And then, due to climate change, places that didn't flood are now flooding. And of course, like if you get flooded out, you lose everything. So I think that's the political and sociological effects of good art, relaying this information to people. Because I don't think that way. So I'm excited to see when people do think that way. sorry. I need to answer this. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start on this one. Again, I'm still just using my one. I'm going to break this up a little bit so I can drop in other lines as necessary. So repeating myself, line density comes into play here. So we're dealing with size, overlapping, proximity, how close things are to one another. And it almost looks like I could turn this into a misty, foggy type drawing because there's just nothing happening here. But of course, we're going to be entering a lot more information. I'm lost. Oh, there you are. Got it. I mean, it made sense here, but I couldn't find it on the photograph. How often are you composing music? Do you work on it like every week or almost every day?
It depends.
Mm-hmm.
When I need it.
I see.
Because
I mean,
I had to learn how to schedule how you say my doings, because I haven't had a lot of money and some programs need the license, so I need to really think when I'm using what program and what I'm doing when and all sorts of that. It's been fun.
Wow. Well, for me, it's hold on. Sorry, I'm answering this.
Tästä tuleekin mielenkiintoista, kun laittaa tämän toisen puun tähän.
Let's see. Good. This is fantastic. I mean, I'm just thinking about, I was just messaging my friend about different things, and to be able to shoot them a photograph or send them a message, or it's still magical. I know kids have been raised with this now. This is old tech for them. And I'm like, no, it's not. it's magic. I'm overwhelmed with this wonderful tech.
We used to have rotary phone.
Oh, aren't they great?
I still have one.
Keep it just for fun. But I love it. I imagine if you... Okay, I saw a clip where a grandpa said to the two teenage grandsons, they must have been like 15 years old, 14, 15. And he said, I will give you something like $50 if you can make this work. And it's a rotary phone. They didn't have a clue. It was wonderful. They're holding it and turning it and then sort of playing with the dial.
Yeah.
attached to the table, and we're talking about phones used to be attached to the wall, and you had to have a long cord, and they're like,
But
what? No.
I noticed when the cell phone came, people changed, because before that we kept our word. When we set a meeting, okay, we're gonna meet at that time at that place. But when the phone came and people were carrying it, they just said, I'm not gonna come. like just before the meeting, and it changed, and I was like, what happened here? We used to be honest on if we set a meeting or something like that. It changed people. It was so much easier to skip the appointment.
Oh, that makes me so sad. Well, somebody pointed out something along the lines of what you're saying, is that if you said you were going to meet a friend and nobody had a phone, you went.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you had to go, because otherwise the person would be just standing waiting for you.
Yeah.
Like forever.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Those phones changed the style people were like doing things. I was the last one to get the phone. I didn't really like those.
Yeah. I wasn't the last, but it took me a while, and now I have loved some of my phones so much that getting a new one was like killing my pet. You know, it's like, what are you asking me to do? You want me to get a what? No. This is criminal. And I had a little tiny Nokia, they're like that big, and learning how to type with two fingers, and the little text screen was like that big. And we have these monstrosities. I don't think they're really the good old days. But
I've noticed I'm quite different than most people, because I don't attach to the phone, so I don't carry a phone. I don't care about the phones. I'm quite different than most people.
Well, I still write a shopping list on paper.
Yeah. Like when I bought the iPad and phones, I used them as a tool to create something.
I do remember one of my last trips to Ukraine. I forgot my phone, and my friends, she said, you didn't answer your phone. you didn't answer your phone. Like I was going to meet her. And I said, oh, yeah, sorry about that. I forgot my phone. And another friend was there. And they both simultaneously, a man and a woman, went, oh, you forgot your phone? I'm going, yeah, I knew where I was going to meet you guys. What did I need the phone for? And they said, well, yeah. Uh, they had no words. It's like, are you crazy? And I said, no, I can hear a siren going off.
Yeah, imagine how fast people change with the phones.
Mm-hmm.
Really fast. That's why it was interesting for me, because the smartphones were out like many years and I still didn't have one. So I saw the change, and I felt when I went to a train or a bus or something like that, I felt the radiation in my brain, and it wasn't a nice feeling. And I just noticed that, oh, it's the phones. I get a headache because everyone is playing with those phones. Oh my God.
Well, when we made our trip to the Netherlands for the first time, we took cash. We took euro. Nobody wanted cash. We stood there feeling very stupid with our cash, our money in our hands, and they said, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's only by card." And I thought, "Oi, banks are closing their branches all over, Alpo.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a phone, you can't even pay your bills in some places." What are old people going to do? I've seen situations where someone gets punished for not having a card or everything on their phone.
Oh.
It is very shocking to me to I mean, we're just now being forced. It's not a matter of choice. It's a matter of function, and I don't like it. It does make me very sad. Okay, that tree is there, and I think that is a branch from, I don't know where that branch is coming from. Okay.
I noticed that I get lost on the branches also. So gladly we have artistic freedom
Yes. Yes.
to do how we please.
Okay, so my line density is going to come in handy here to move this branch in front and this branch in front. And then this tree is behind there. And this one actually has this wonderful dark bark.
Dark bark.
Ruff. We are going to have so much fun with watercolor. I hope people will actually prepare themselves and join us with their own watercolor paper and brushes. We'll need probably 3 different brushes. Okay, so I'm going to move down here, and now we're going to get into some of the needles. So this is foreground. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to handle this, but the lines are really going to change. There's one tiny tree down here, so I'm going to negative space that. And I'm going to use little dots and dash lines. So let me come in close here. Did everybody just get seasick? Sorry. Zoom. I don't have the smooth zoom. I have an arm. I am using, I think I've mentioned this before, I am using the same equipment I did when I started 6 years ago. It's the same stuff.
Yeah, I haven't changed the equipment also. But it's working.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now this has a lot to do with overlapping, and I want to extend the branch from this tree. Then I'm going to hop over, and then I have to make the same kind of line so that visually, I mean, I am changing it, but it's just this weird dead branch that kind of sticking behind this tree.
Yeah, there are a lot of dead branches and cut branches and.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have to just
Take a break. Everybody get up and stretch. That's when I encourage Cat Sparrow, my moderator, set it up. So every so many minutes it says, everybody stand up, go get something to drink and take a break and walk around. And
yeah.
I think it's very important that we do that. I have never drawn this tree before, folks, so bear with me on me trying to figure out how to make these wonderful clumps of pine needles. They're kind of doing this. So if I use a completely different kind of line, it will differentiate and separate from the trees and the tree branches. It's very pretty. Now, of course, see, we're doing it with line. We're not using color. So when we do watercolor, we can do things like masking, we can do washes, glazes, all kinds of different things that are going to make it easy for the eye to separate the trees or separate the foliage, separate the background from the foreground. That's why I wanted to share the Howard Pyle ink drawings, because he found a way to create background, middle ground, foreground, and boggle my mind on a regular basis. This looks like a spider's leg. I want to change that a little bit. Okay, now one of the questions is, who does that branch belong to? Okay, I'm there. This is background here.
There's so many branches that it's hard to figure out
what's going on.
Yeah.
And they are the same type of tree, but each tree has a personality. Like, of these three right in this section here. Okay, this has that red orange, this is all silvery gray, and this has a combination of that, and the branches are, I don't know who these branches belong to. I love it. This is great. Nice challenge. Oh, there's another tree.
But the easy way is just leave branches away from the drawing, but like me, I started to like this. I would prefer to leave it out because it mixes with the other tree, and what's happening here? But yeah, let's add it and let's see how it works.
So when I was teaching myself, what I did was just looked at picture books of a lot of different illustrators, and usually older artwork, like from 1850, and even like Albrecht Dürer's. I don't like his work, but he has he did woodcuts, and if you look at woodcuts, they do resemble pen and ink work because that's how they worked. And the power of line. And I just gleaned so much information from many different sources of how they treated space. And that's why I encourage everybody, Go to as many museums as you can. Go to as many art galleries as you can. You don't even have to like the art. You can even hate the art, but you'll get some information. Question why you like something or why you don't like something. I actually get, I suppose, a kind of perverse glee by finding something I really hate. And then I will just stand there and stare at it and try to figure out why I hate it so much. Weird, I know, but it works for me. Okay, so let me back up and look at what I have done.
What have you done?
Oh my, what have I done? And, okay. A drawing like this, honestly, I will spend about 30 hours on if I'm really serious about it. Now, I am doing this on copy paper, but I've talked about paper before, and copy paper is amazing because the quality of paper in general has improved over the past 40 years, and you can make legal documents on this stuff, right? And you have to have good ink, and you have to have tough paper because it's going to be handled and it's going to be flipped through. So paper has actually generally improved, because old paper would just fall apart. And so I'm quite pleased to just go ahead and use copy paper. And my genuine sketchbooks are usually saved for a collection of something I'm doing. I was looking at, there's another artist that's just fantastic, and he showed a photograph of his sketchbooks, and he had, I'm guessing he probably had 40 sketchbooks, and he goes, these aren't all of my sketchbooks, these are just some of them, and he was showing it on his channel. And I kind of went, wow, 40 sketchbooks. The guy probably has like 200 of his sketchbooks. And I beat myself up a little bit. Why don't you have any sketchbooks? And I'm going, duh, Tina, because you draw on this. I have reams. I have stacks of papers of my drawings. They're just not in a sketchbook. That's all.
Yeah.
We judge ourselves so harshly sometimes against other people and what they've accomplished, and it's like, wait a minute, wait, I've done over 2,000 drawings. I've done I've built a forest. It was a reality check with myself, and you really shouldn't even call yourself bad names. That's another one, because I'd say something derogatory to myself, and I'm going, no. Look, would you say that to your friend? Would you speak to your friend the way you speak to yourself? And the answer was, oh my goodness, I've got to change that.
Yeah.
I have to be nicer to myself. And I still catch myself every now and then saying something rather mean, cruel to myself, and go, no. Rephrase that.
Yeah, that's a good thing to notice those moments. Oh my, it gets so messy up here.
Up where? Oh, it looks wonderful.
The branches in here is just a lot of mess.
Okay, but you know what, Alpo? This is when we should stop on this. When we hit a frustration level, okay, two things we can do. We can stop, or which I am going to stop because I have to leave you pretty soon. But another thing for everybody is you can turn it this way. You can take your reference and turn your reference this way, okay? And then you look at it, and all of a sudden I'm not seeing the trees, I'm just seeing the composition. This is all dark. So I can actually kind of block this in very lightly with my pencil just to guide me to keep the dark part sort of reined in and not go crazy with it. And then I can also mark out what I want to keep light. And let's see, I'm just going to do a little demo here of what I'm talking about. What I'm trying to do for myself is quiet down the anxiety. This is anxiety here. This is like, there's just too much going on. Okay, so if we kind of just like, I'm coming in with a 1. You can come in with a double lot 5 or a double lot 2, and just quiet down.
Double latte.
Kind of just silence the noise. It's like, oh yeah, okay. It's not so bad. This is like taking a deep breath. And it's a completely different, we've been working super tight here. This can all actually kind of disappear. So if we do it really lightly, and then it gives us space to come in with a lot of detail later. And then I've got, whoops. Oh, this is my old pen. Like, it's bent. I don't know if you can see the tip, but it's actually bent. Now, if you notice, I'm going in one direction. It's just because I'm blocking things in. This settles down my overactive brain. This is just one style. We have a million different styles. So what this has done is it has de-terrorized the white space. I'm not looking at all of this wonderful ink work and then I have to fill that in. Oh no, the anxiety. It's like, well, I already put something in. It's already balancing itself out. So it's like, oh yes, I'm okay.
Yeah.
This is the fun of doing a stream is if you're just watching like super fast clips, you don't get to see the process of anxiety and resolution where we offer we offer anxiety and resolution. Not quite what I wanted to say, but
yeah, I've shown many times when I make mistakes, and I do a lot of mistakes, and I show that it's okay. I go like, oh, what I've done, and then I just move on. Okay, great, let's move on. It's not that serious.
When my students would hit that level, I'd run over and they're going, oh, I didn't want that to happen, and I go, okay, deep breath, nobody's bleeding, nobody died.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they're going, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, we're all gonna survive, we're all gonna make it to lunch.
Yeah.
Well, because sometimes that anxiety is just feels so genuine. It's like I just spent 6 hours, which is like 2 class periods, right? Doing this project, and then this happened, and I'm going, yeah, but yeah, it's okay. It's probably a happy accident. Let's see how we can. What do you want to have happen? And then we work from there. My gosh, there's even a tree behind this. Okay. So I'm going to come in with some little fuzzy lines. So obviously, just this little fuzzy, let me zoom in, everybody hang on. Okay. If I come in with very different lines, we know that it's not the tree trunk. Our brain says, oh, that's something else. So what is that something else? It happens to be a branch with greenery from another tree. So it looks like these needles go up. So start, lift, start, lift, start, lift. Just like with eyelashes and so on and so forth. And they seem to have a pattern of dark area in the center. So I'm going to exploit that little pattern that I've seen. And I can just continue from there. Now I can actually randomly float branches. Because honestly, if I can't figure it out clearly, neither can my viewer. And some people might ask, are you really that happy when you draw? And the answer is yes. Sometimes I laugh out loud. Usually, the times that I find myself laughing out loud is when I'm working on animals and cartooning.
Yeah. And I say it's important when you're doing, if you want to make noises, just do it.
Yes.
Like whatever. Just have fun.
Mm-hmm. Look how repressed. I mean, we're the things that you and I are talking about are like having fun, making noise, laughing out loud. It to me it just shows how much angst there is in the world, how much repression, how uptight everybody is, that we have to remind people it's okay if you laugh by yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't sing that much. Some people love to I can't. It uses a different part of my brain, and singing and art are just.
You know, back in the day when I was a young boy,
Mhm.
and I was working, and many times when I went to a work, I used a 1 hour train. I did then it wasn't a thing, the air guitar.
Oh.
But many times in the morning, because everyone was like, it was so gray, and people were depressed, and no one smiled.
Mm.
The same people we saw every day, but we didn't know each other. We didn't talk to each other. So many times I just sing or play the guitar, having fun. And the funniest part was that people got scared. Because
Oh.
I was enjoying the morning. But some laughed. Some people got enjoyment for that. But it was funny because they were looking like I'm crazy, or I'm on drugs or something like that. And I was like thinking, come on, you know I'm going to work like you. You see me every day, year after year, but you get scared if I'm just singing or, hopping and dancing and playing a little guitar. All of a sudden, oh my God, what is that dude doing? Oh, fuck.
Well, they might have been thinking, "Oh my gosh, work finally got to him, and he's snapped."
Yeah. Here we go again.
I've actually had conversations with total strangers on the train, and it does. The other people are really amazed. It's really changed. Okay, over the past 5 years, it has really changed. Uh, People don't freak out quite as much as they used to when people chatted on the train. And we still have a lot of tourism, right? And tourists are loud in London. They are just noisy. So it's interesting to see the reaction of people. The only time I genuinely got upset, but I didn't say anything, was this. I'm not quite sure where she was from, but somewhere in the Middle East. And we're not familiar with a lot of food, but she opened this box of food, and everybody in the car just went, "Oh!" It was just ghastly. We can't figure out what she was eating, but it was quite dead.
Yeah.
And unhealthy. And still, nobody said anything to her. we were covering our faces and covering our noses, but nobody told her to shut that box or throw that thing away. Yeah, and I was impressed that Brits could be that polite. They were just silent. And I too was silent. I really, at that point, I really wish I had spoken Farsi, because I would have told her something in Middle Eastern language, like, "Are you nuts? Why are you torturing us?" But yeah.
Yeah, these days people are getting more they have more courage, but when we look at our world, it also goes more crazy, because people get angry for no reason, and then people get like relaxed, and they have more courage to be themselves and say if something's wrong. But on the other hand, there is this rage that also is coming up, and people don't tolerate anything from each other, and this war mentality.
Do you think it's the time of day? Do you think it makes a difference if it's in the morning or the afternoon, if they've had lunch or if they've had breakfast? Or do you think that has anything to do with anything?
Well, it might affect some, yeah.
Yeah, because
I think it's the consciousness, because what I've discovered, that the different level of consciousness fight. There's this eternal battle against it, until it gets on certain point and the fighting stops. But the lower level of consciousness, they always fight each other, because they cannot understand the upper level of consciousness, and the upper level sees the lower level consciousness, and when it starts to fight, it triggers the fight in both of them. And we see a lot of this, because we carry so vast of different level of consciousness that is playing out through people. That's why we see all kind of craziness in the world. That's what I see.
Some stuff that's going on. I mean, I'm just, my brain is having difficulty processing, and it just kind of shuts down. And then there's a again, or still, or why? Why? Now with so much AI going on, I am so skeptical of things that I would like to believe are true, and then it's like, no, that just, is that real? Is that really happening? And it doesn't have to be bad. It can be good, or what I perceive as good. That's I'm putting a judgment on it. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Oh, it's 11:11. Okay. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to work on this a little bit more. So now, next week, Wednesday, we will do the same. We will use this resource, and we will do it in watercolor. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You can choose a different resource, and I will do it. But
okay.
Since we're all very familiar with this now, I will show a couple of different techniques, and it'll be much faster. We'll be able to probably do Oh, maybe two paintings, two different styles of painting in our 2 hours of streaming. Maybe if you can stay on a little bit longer, maybe we'll be able to do two full ones. So everybody, thank you for your time and attention. Alpo, thanks for hosting me, and take good care. I'll be texting you and chatting with you between now and then. I'm 99% sure. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Bye everybody. Mwah.
Bye. Mä voisin ehkä vielä vähän jatkaa tätä tässä. Boom. Jatketaan vielä vähän. Mä en vielä malta lopettaa, kun tänne jäi paljon keskeneräistä. Kumminkin, jos mä nyt lopetan, niin mä en sitten jatka tätä enää. On kaikkea muuta puuhaa tossa, niin tossa on aikamoinen työ noissa neulasissa. Tässä on kyllä jännää, että saako tähän tavallaan sellaista moniulotteisuutta, kun tää on vähän haasteellinen tehdä tämmönen sekamelska, mutta joka ei kumminkaan olisi sekamelska. Tulee kyllä aika villiä matskua. Uskaltaisiko vetää ihan tummaksi. Katsotaan tosta. Otetaan tuolta. Otetaan vaikka 03. Tämä on hauskaa. Kunnon viiva mössöä. nyt alkaa vähän taitaa tulla jo vähän semmonen fiilis, että riittää. Joo. Okei, eiköhän se riitä. Siinä on nyt oksistoa ja varsia ja runkoja ja kaikkea. Alright. Eli ensi viikolla jatketaan. Oikein mukavaa päivää kaikille. Moi moi.